Hello Africa, welcome to another episode of Icons of Africa. My name is Afis Tonova.
My name is Naya, and today we'll be talking about Usman Dan Fodio. Shaihu Usman Dan Fodio was born Usman bin Foduye. He was born on the 15th of December 1754. He was a Fulani scholar, religious teacher, revolutionary, military leader, writer and promoter of Sunni Islam, and also the founder of the Sokoto Caliphate. Dan Fodio was a Fulani descendant of a Torobe family that was well established in Hausa land.
He was well educated in classical Islam science, philosophy, and theology. He also became a revered religious thinker. Dan Fodio was one of the class of the urbanized ethnic Funa people living in the Hausa kingdom since the early 1400s in what is now the northern Nigeria.
He belonged to the Maliki school of Islamic jurisprudence and a staunch follower of the Athari Islamic creed. His teacher, Jibril ibn Omar, argued that it was the duty and within the power of religious movements to establish an ideal society free from oppression and vice.
He began his preaching as a Malam in 1774 to 1775. Inspired by Jibril bin Umar, Usman Dan Fodio criticized the Hausa kingdoms for their unjust and illegal taxes, confiscation of properties, compulsory military service, bribery, and the enslavement of other Muslims.
Dan Fodio taught Maliki fiqh in the city-state of Gobir until 1802, when motivated by his reformist ideas and suffering increasing repression by local authorities, he led his followers into exile. This exile began a political and social revolution which spread from Gobir throughout modern Nigeria and Cameroon, and was echoed in a jihad movement led by the Fula people across West Africa.
Dan Fodio declined much of the pomp of rulership, and while developing contact with religious reformists and jihad leaders across Africa, he soon passed actual leadership of the Sokoto state to his son, Mohammed Bello. In 1789, a vision led him to believe he had power to work miracles and to teach his own mystical read or litany. His litanies are still widely practiced and distributed in the Islamic world.
Dan Fodio later had visions of the Abdul Qadir Gilani, the founder of the Qadiri Tiraka, an ascension to heaven, where he was initiated into the Qadiriya and the spiritual lineage of the Prophet. His theological writings dealt with concepts of the Mujaddid renewal and the role of the ulama in teaching history and other works in Arabic and the Fula language.
Dan Fodio's uprising was a major episode of the movement described as the Fula Jihad in the 17th, 18th, and the 19th century. It followed the jihad successfully waged in Futa Bundu, Futa Toro, and Futa Daaulo between 1650 and 1750, which led to the creation of those three states.
In his turn, the Shaihu inspired a number of later West African jihads, including those of Sekou Amadu, founder of the Masina Empire, Omar Sadao Tall, founder of the Tokula Empire, who married one of Dan Fodio's granddaughters, and Modibo Adama, founder of the Adamawa Empire. Dan Fodio broke from the royal court and used his influence to secure approval for creating a religious community in his hometown of the Girl that would, Dan Fodio hoped, be a model town. He stayed there for 20 years, writing, teaching, and preaching. As in other Islamic societies, the autonomy of Muslim communities under ulama leadership made it possible to resist the state and the state's version of Islam in the name of Sharia and the ideal caliphate. In 1802, Yunfa, the ruler of Gobir and one of Dan Fodio's students, turned against him, revoking the girl's autonomy and attempting to assassinate Dan Fodio. Dan Fodio and his followers declared Hijra and fled into the western grasslands of Gudu, where they turned for help to the local Fulani nomads. Uthman's followers at the time entitled him Amir al-Mumini and Sakin Muslim, head of the Muslim community. The rulers of Gobir forbade Muslims to wear turbans and veils, prohibited conversions, and ordered converts to Islam to return to their old religion.
Usman Dan Fodio was proclaimed commander of the faithful in Gudi. This made him a political as well as religious leader. giving him the authority to declare and pursue a jihad, raising an army, and became its commander. A widespread uprising began in Hausa land. This uprising was largely composed of the Fulani, who held powerful military advantage with their cavalry. It was also widely supported by the Hausa peasantry, who felt overtaxed and oppressed by their ruler. Usman started the jihad against Gobi in 1804. By 1808, Usman had defeated the ruler of Gobri, Kano, Katsina, and other Hausa kingdoms. Usman Dan Fodio was defeated by Ibadan warlords in Yoruba land as far as the forest zone. After only a few years of the Fulani war, Dan Fodio found himself in command of the Hausa state, the Fulani Empire. His son Mohammed Bello and his brother Abdullah carried on the jihad and took care of the administration.
After 1811, Usman retired and continued writing about the righteous conduct of the Muslim religion. After his death in 1817, his son Mohammed Bello succeeded him as Amir al-Mu'minin and became the ruler of the Sokoto Caliphate, which was the biggest state south of the Sahara at the time. That's all on today's episode on Icons of Africa. Remember, if you are a fan of this amazing content, kindly hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. Bye-bye.